Happy Thanksgiving.
What is our next order of business?
Town
That's the
Administrator's
TA
report.
All right, Mr. Sanjanet, can we have your report?
Thank you, Mr.
Thanks,
Chairman.
Diane. Thanks, Guy.
The town received a letter late last week from the Office of the Plymouth County District Attorney relating to complaints.
Hold on one sec. Hold on. Just hold on.
Can you take the discussion?
Hey, I'm sorry, folks. I apologize. Thank you.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
All right, what he said. All right, exactly. All right, thank you very much. Go ahead, John.
All right. The board received a letter late last week from the Plymouth County District Attorney's Office relating to complaints that were made regarding executive sessions by the board and the open meeting law violations. I was pleased to see, and the letter is in your packet this evening, that the DA ruled on most of the complaints in the board that the board acted or is acting properly. In other complaints, they indicated that they had already investigated them and what their findings were. I feel that it's important to announce these good actions as well as the bad actions, because normally we only hear about the bad actions the town, that are taken against the town or the town is accused of, and then we never hear about the outcome of those actions. And in most cases, the Plymouth County or the Secretary of State will act favorably for the town, but we never hear about it. So I wanted to make sure this was made public.
Thank you, Mr. Sanjanet. And was this the complaint that was made by the newspaper reporter?
New Bedford Standard Times.
Mr.
Yes,
Urban.
Mr. Urban.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure because I know...
This is different from the complaint he made regarding the search for the town administrator.
And
Oh,
we're-
he made a second one
This
on
is
that.
the-
This is just an overview that he
had
rapid
several
fired several
issues,
complaints
yes.
out, and they were all corrected in the... Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure that that was clear.
Well, there are seven allegations that the Assistant District Attorney specifically addressed. And they're made by a press reporter. I perfectly understand that the press needs to report diligently on issues, especially issues such as these. But this person is not reporting on anything. This person is the actual applicant, the complainant, as a member of the press. This is what I find really difficult to understand here. These could have been addressed with a phone call to our office, to the town administrator, to the Board of Selectmen. Instead, these were a very formal and very lengthy list of allegations and complaints, every single one of which, as far as I understand this, is resolved, with the exception of there are a couple of open issues, but predicated on the fact that unless there is some additional information provided that would prove otherwise, this Assistant District Attorney is stating that no further investigation is necessary. This costs, I hear a lot about legal fees. Well, you know what? Between these allegations and the most current allegations by the same party regarding the town administrator search and the very lengthy and exhaustive memoranda of law that our council had to produce, we pay every single dollar for their research, their time, their effort, and their response. I hear a great deal about legal fees and expenses. Well, I at some point am going to insist that we have an accounting of what these type of frivolous accusations really cost this town and this community, because I think that needs to be disclosed as well. Every time we have a open meeting request or some allegation of violation, this gets ultimately turned over to town council, and we're paying them per hour, and that is not the least bit inexpensive. So at some point, Mr. Sanjanet, I would like to have the town accountant address the actual and specific costs of these type of allegations and what it's costing the town, and perhaps Mr. Urban can get back to reporting the news instead of making the news.
Mr. Chairman, if I might,
Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion that the board appoint one of us or two of us as a subcommittee to sit down and talk to the editorial board at the New Bedford Standard Times. I think that this is one way that we can address our concerns directly to the newspaper group regarding some of these issues, and that's my motion.
Well, that's a motion, but before you do, I would prefer to address these publicly instead of behind closed doors, because these are public issues. These are public expenses. These are public allegations, and I would like to refute them publicly. A subcommittee. I have no particular interest in sitting down with the press and explaining ourselves.
No.
I think what
Well,
I would like to do, and you'll have the floor as long as you want it. What I
you
would,
change. Sorry, I have Tourette's.
you have what?
Tourette's.
All right, why don't you go ahead, Jane?
Oh, thanks.
I didn't mean to cut you
Appreciate
off.
that. I'm sorry, my point is that it's not that I think we should discuss things behind closed doors. I certainly appreciate that, but I don't think the editorial board of the New Bedford Standard Times is going to come to our meeting and talk to us about it. I think it's time for us to go and talk to them. There's been so much bad press about our beautiful, wonderful town in the New Bedford Standard Times as of late, with never, I mean, do you think they'll write a story about this? About how the district attorney office said that it would be inappropriate to open any investigation under the open meeting law statute based on the information that you provided to this office? I don't think that's going to be tomorrow's headlines.
Well, there's two other papers here, maybe they'll step up and put this letter in their paper.
Well, I'm sure they might, but I think that I really think it's high time, because if we don't stick up for ourselves to the editorial board in some way, shape, or form, then it will just continue the way that it's been going. So I would
Well,
really like
that's
to...
your motion. If you get a second, that's fine. I
second it.
personally have no interest. Okay. First of all, a motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
John?
I'm opposed.